Hi guys, it is Jax, and I am here today to talk some more about narcissist and narcissistic abuse, and I am going to be doing some videos about beauty-related things later, but right now this is really what's on my plate and what's going on, and I need to address it, I need to talk about it, and I need to try and help others to see what it's like. It's very important for me to do that. One thing that narcissists do very well that I feel needs to be talked about is they play the victim. They play the victim a lot. They love to do this. They love to self-deprecate themselves. They love to pretend that that they don't like themselves. They'll say things like, "I've made so many mistakes, and I'm such a terrible person, and I don't know why you love me." And or sometimes they'll even fake an illness to get sympathy. Many narcissists are also hypochondriacs. Not all of them, however. Some of them don't use illness. They use emotional deficit, and they make you feel like you may be the only one that can love them. And since narcissists pick very compassionate and kind and forgiving people, then they depend on those people to forgive them and to want to love them and come back and generally be good people. And that's not a deficit within yourself. That means that you've grown into a good person when someone is hurting emotionally and you want to reach out and help them. That means that you are a well-rounded individual. But when that other person, when it's part of their agenda, when it's part of the game that they're playing, that is when it has become unhealthy. And so they will say things like, "I'm so terrible," or "This is a problem I've had for a long time," or "You're the only one that can love me," or they will tell you that you are not an authority on what's going on, but they will basically give you an ultimatum and tell you to bring in an authority on what's going on. So so what you're seeing and what you're feeling can't be validated unless someone like a therapist or a doctor or a parent or an older individual or even someone in a position of authority religiously comes in and tells them that they have done something wrong. And what will usually happen is that you tell them they're doing something wrong, and they'll say, "Oh, I'm so terrible, I'm so terrible. If I'm so terrible, then we should meet with so-and-so." And nothing gets resolved in these meetings because honesty is not the hallmark of these meetings. The truth never really gets told because you go into these meetings still feeling a sense of loyalty to that person. You still feel like you're going in there to fix things. So you want to respect their privacy. You don't want to talk down about them, talk down to them, really call them out for their terrible behavior and lay it out exactly how they make you feel, exactly what they're doing, how awful it is what they're doing. Because it sounds, everything that they do is so terrible that it almost sounds like it couldn't actually be happening. And they're relying on you to not want to do that. So they'll say things like, make the meeting, or schedule this, or, if I'm so bad, then do this. And then this other person will show me how bad I am. Well, why can't you take my word for it? Why can't you see that I'm hurt and I'm saying you're hurting me? And if you love me, then you will stop hurting me. Why do I need another person to validate the fact that I'm standing here in front of you in pain? Why does that need to be validated? What it does is it serves to further devalue your emotions, to make you feel like what you're feeling isn't real, isn't important, isn't worth saying out loud. Because who wants everyone to know all the mistakes you've made? Who wants everyone to know how many times you have been duped? How many times someone else has lied to you and you've believed it? How many times you have given this person the benefit of the doubt and all the cards, shown them all your cards, and instead of showing you love, which is what they promised, they completely tore you down and took everything you had. Who wants to admit that? Especially when you are an empathetic and loving person and you've given everything you had and gotten nothing in return. It's not only sad, it's humiliating and embarrassing to think that you have picked someone and given to them more than they deserve, and that you keep doing it, and that they value your emotions and your opinions so little that you have to bring in a third party anytime that you need your opinions, emotions, and views validated. A third party. If you tell your best friend that you have an opinion on something and they don't believe you, or they question you every single time you have an opinion, how is that person your best friend? If someone that you love and they're supposed to love you and you let down your guard, and every time that you let down your guard, and show them love, you get hurt. How is that love? Why? How can you still call it love if you have to bring in a third person to help that person understand that they're hurting you and that they shouldn't want to? They shouldn't want to, and that they should want to stop because they love you. That should never be something that you have to explain to someone that really loves you. Whether it's a spouse, or a friend, or a family member, even your own parents. Just because someone gave birth to you doesn't mean they have to love you. When you think about it, it takes a pure act of selfishness to get pregnant. Pure act of selfishness. Because when you come down to it, unprotected sex, period, is an exercise in selfishness. It's all about the feeling. And you don't have to be some amazingly compassionate and loving and wonderful person to get pregnant, to have a child. So many terrible people in the world have children. Serial killers have children. Dictators have children. It doesn't mean that you're a good person because you have a child that society dictates that you raise. And while raising that child, you make them feel about this big. Just because they're your parents doesn't mean that they know how to show love or that they're good people. What makes good parents is good parenting, is the desire to make your children into good people, the desire to support them in what they do, to make sure that they don't get hurt by you or other people. By you or other people. Parenting is an exercise in selflessness. And good children come out of homes full of love. I've seen narcissism in so many terrible forms throughout my entire life. I've lived so up close to it. It's like knowing every meal you eat is spoiled. Knowing that there's nothing else to eat. And that everything you eat is already spoiled, already rotten. That's what growing up surrounded with narcissism feels like. And coming out of a narcissistic home doesn't mean you have to be one. It's a fight to learn what it is, to make sure that you don't exhibit those traits, and to cultivate the qualities that you admire and that you want to draw into your own life. But those same qualities are qualities that narcissists are looking for. Compassion, kindness, forgiveness, love. Those are the kind of things that narcissists are looking for in their victims, because how else are they going to draw you back again and again and again without those qualities? Because someone without those qualities won't come back. But if you make yourself look sad and hurt, and like you didn't have control over what you were doing, and they need to just have compassion and love for you and help you because they love you, then they'll stay. I was with my husband for 7 years. I didn't realize the narcissism of my parents until I was in my 30s. I always had a very rocky relationship with them. Because I never felt loved. I didn't understand why. But once you find people that demonstrate real love, real people that are not narcissists, when you've been surrounded with narcissists your entire life, and you being the victim, and then you finally meet a non-narcissist demonstrating love towards you, it's like you've never seen anything more beautiful and you didn't know it could exist. And now I see so many women with men that tear them down to build themselves up. So many families with parents that what they want is more important than the safety and care of their children. Narcissism is not just a word for someone who really loves themselves. And it's not just a disease that someone has that we need to feel sorry for them. A narcissist would like you to believe that they have no control. But narcissists have control. That's the thing, is they have all the control. That's what they do their entire lives, is vie for control in every area of their life. Test the waters to see how much control they can exert over other people, how much they can get away with. How much they can get by with. Because their time and their emotional state, their money, and their personal opinions are more important than everyone else, including those whom they profess to love, especially those whom they profess to love. Because if you love them, you should just change to believe what they believe. Narcissists don't want to get better. They don't see anything wrong with their actions. There will always be another person to fool, another empathetic person that believes their BS. These videos are to help you not be that person. If you're educated, if you can see what they do, if you know what these red flags are, it helps you to spot them. And once you spot one, you can see the lies, you can see the manipulations, you can see the games from a mile away. And that's not love. Love is never a game. Love is never a game. It's not a power struggle. It's not a game. It's just love. And if you don't get that, maybe you should think about that. So anyways, that's my my video for today. Please like and comment down below and follow me if you'd like to. If you don't have anything positive to say, please don't say anything at all. And just so you know, this is my natural color. I know my hair is not done. I'm nice and pink and red on the ends. My hair will be coming back to this pretty soon. Just haven't had time to do it. Yes, I'm growing this out. This was all shaved. I look like a mess. I've just been going through a lot of health stuff, and I just need to pull myself together. And it's been taking some time, and I'm trying to be patient with myself and not freak out that I'm taking a little longer to pull myself together than I had anticipated. But I am being patient with myself, because I need to be, because there are things going on that even I need to realize things take time. Not everything happens on the schedule that's in my head. So, anyway, I hope that this video helped at least one person. If anything, I know that it's helped me to express what I've been through. But I hope that someone watches it and that it can at least help one person. That's the least that I pray for. So anyway, I love you guys and dolls. I'll talk to you later.